Hello and welcome into the latest edition here of the Danny Sancomb Show. My name is Matt Keifer. I'm the Sports Information Director here at CalU. And with me is head coach of the Vulcans, Danny Sancomb, here after Thanksgiving. It's been quite a while. Last we talked in the studio here, it was before the season's even started, and we're already 5 games in. So it's been quite a run here for the Vulcans. But first, how was Thanksgiving for you and the family? Be able to get some time away from the hardwood for a little bit.
It was very nice. We stayed home and didn't do much, which was nice. I was able to watch my computer a little bit and watch some upcoming games. But other than that, really enjoyed it with the kids and wife, and had a great couple days off.
Yeah, again, we're coming back from Thanksgiving here. Had a handful of non-conference games. They're starting crossover here this weekend. We'll talk about that in a bit. But just to recap basically the whole season to this point, it started the season off with a tip-off tournament down in Charleston, facing the host Golden Eagles in the first game of the season, and had a really nice balanced effort there. Had 5 guys in double-digit scoring, with Brent Pegram and Preston Boswell scoring about 45 between the two of them. 2 seniors have been familiar with the MEC, familiar with Charleston. Just the idea of what does that mean for the program, getting that nice kind of win to start the year?
Well, I think it was big, going into the game knowing they're the 25th ranked team in the country. I think our guys were looking forward to the challenge, and we had talked so much, and it's been so long, but we really talked about we want to get off to a great start this year, and getting a chance to play the 25th ranked team in the country. We were really excited for that opportunity, and I think like you mentioned, our balance that game was great. Having 5 guys in double figures was very, very good. We played very well offensively that game. I thought we played very well defensively in the first half. In the second half, we had trouble guarding them, but they're a really good team, so they're going to give teams some fits on the defensive end this year.
Yeah, that's one of those things there, being top 25. It was the first win for the Vulcans against a nationally ranked team since 2014 in January. So again, for you building this program, making it where you want it to go, that's one of those kind of statement wins you need to have to be able to beat those good quality teams that not only good in the region but also good nationally.
Yeah, and I think with our scheduling this year, we were very optimistic. We wanted to play good teams this year to get ready for our conference play. We know how great our conference is, and our schedule out of conference has been a grind thus far.
Yeah, you come off the bat after Charleston, you face a Glenville State team with one of the best players in the region, even in the country, in John Williams. That was going to be a tough task there, but the Vulcans got the victory there. So you got to be really happy when you left Charleston with 2-0. Again, Keith Palick, the freshman, having a double-double that game, so it's nice to see him getting in there and contributing there early. You just talk about the Glenville game overall, and one of those things too, as a coach, you have to be real happy shooting 32 of 37 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that was big for us that game. That was really the difference in the game. They had trouble keeping us in front. They pressed a lot, and we attacked a lot, but we were able to convert from the foul line. And Keith, not only did he have a great game, but down the stretch, he made 2 big foul shots to put the game on ice for us, and it was another team effort. A lot of guys did a lot of good things for us. We moved the ball. We shot good shots, and we were able to score the ball. Defensively, I still, at that point wanted us to be better, but they're hard to guard. They have 2 outstanding players. I thought we did a pretty good job on one, but the other, he got off, and he nearly beat us. So it was good to get out of there 2-0 and beat 2 quality teams. I think Charleston is 5-1 now, and I think Glenville is 3-2, and their only other loss was to Charleston. So they're playing good basketball as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things there. You come out 2-0, but unfortunately for the Vulcans, Zion Collins goes down with an injury, so that obviously handcuffed the team for the next couple games. But we'll get to that in a second here. But come home, Franklin Pierce, a team that nobody really had seen a whole lot of. I mean, they're not in the region. They're up in New Hampshire, but a good quality team. They advanced to their semifinals of their conference tournament 2 years ago when they played sort of like the PSAC, not having a season last year. What was it going into that game you saw on film before we talk about the game overall with Franklin Pierce and being the idea of getting to come home finally for the first time in so long?
Well, it felt great to be able to play at home, which was great. They presented some problems. Their guard play is very good, and I was a little worried about that. I thought that was our best defensive game, especially in the second half. We were lights out defensively, and I thought we did a good job rebounding the ball in the second half. And again, we had balance. Another great game. We scored over 100 points. We were moving the basketball. Brent has done a great job thus far, just getting us where we need to be. And our backcourt with Brent and Preston are so experienced, and they do such a good job. Then obviously we didn't have Zion that game, but you add Zion in the mix. Our 3 perimeter players are very experienced and very good at what they do.
That was the first time for a lot of the Vulcans fans to be able to see Philip Alston seeing the maturation he made from freshman year to sophomore year. A game he went off, and a lot of people were like, who's this kind of guy having 37 and 10? But that's something you were been talking all offseason about, the impact you thought Phil would be able to do, and just his athleticism in that game really showed off.
Yeah, Phil is a special player. His work ethic over the last few years has grown so much, and I just continue to see him getting better. His mindset, his toughness, everything that you want to see guys continue to get better in, he's really working in those areas. And then just his basketball skill level has improved tremendously. His ball handling, his shooting, his passing. He can do a lot of different things outside of scoring and rebounding. So he's a special player for us, and we need him to play big each and every night for us.
And in that game, too, I mean, Bryson Lucas came on to the scene as well, but having 15 points and 6 rebounds as a freshman, true freshman, a couple of dunks there, getting the fans excited between Hill and Phillip. It had to be pretty excited to see a freshman like that be able to step up and playing quality minutes against a team when Zion being out.
Yeah, and Bryson is another player in our program, a young player that the sky is the limit. He has a chance to be a special player as well. His length really presents a lot of different problems. He can guard multiple positions. Offensively, he shoots the ball well. He can put it on the floor. You saw he can dunk the basketball. He gets up and down the court. But he's just going to continue to get better too. He's got the right attitude, fun guy to coach. Between him and Keith Pallick this year, those guys have been very, very good for us, and we're going to need them to continue to play at a high level for us to be at the top of our conference this year.
You referenced before we started talking about some of the players about the second half there. They only shot 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. So as a coach, you had been really excited after seeing that. They went 9 of 21 in the first half, so they really wanted to shoot the 3. But being in the second half, being able to limit them on the perimeter, forcing them to get either inside or not to get the shots they wanted, you had to be pretty happy with that kind of performance.
Very much, and that's what I was expecting. I didn't think they were a great shooting team, so we gave them some looks in the first half, and they made some. But we stayed with our defense. Our guys stayed sound. In the second half, I think the law of averages worked itself out for us.
And so you go from playing that game, and then a couple of days later, you go a team you're very familiar with from your time in the MEC, and also right down the road in Fairmont State. One of those teams that's been out there, national ranked year in, year out, since they made a deep run to the NCAA championship. What was it about Fairmont State? Obviously, year in and year out, you know they're going to be there. What kind of challenges did they present before the game?
Well, they're just they're a good team. I think they're 9th in the country. They score the ball very well. Their guard play very seasoned. They're very experienced at those positions as well, and their money guys played well for them, and then a couple guys come off the bench that played extremely well. I thought we had a chance to win the game. I think we grew from that game, and that game will help us as we get into conference play. But I really thought we outplayed them for 39 minutes of the game, and we just didn't finish the game like we needed to. And I think it was a good learning experience, and our guys were able to forget about it and move on to the next game. But we were a little disappointed we didn't get that one. We thought we should have had that one.
Yeah, again, with Fairmont there, Phillip Alston had another 35-point game, 16 rebounds, and a huge double-double for him. He went back-to-back 30-point games, first time over 25 years. I can't even find the record of it. I got to go back to the Jim Boone era when they were packing Hammer Hall night in, night out. So, again, just seeing a player like that being able to step up even against a high-quality opponent, that's what you got to be happy to see for a younger player. Again, the amount of minutes he played as a freshman, he's still a young player at this point in his career.
Yeah, Phil was extremely aggressive against Fairmont and did everything. He scored the ball in close. He put the ball, down on the floor. He made some good passes to his teammates. He was big for us that game. And we expect that from Phil. He's very, very talented. Night in and night out, if guys and teams aren't going to double him, he's going to present a tough matchup for any individual one-on-one, and he was big for us in the Fairmont game, scoring, rebounding, defending. He had a really good game for us.
Yeah, and again, he was a big part of it, but the Vulcan scoring over 50 of their points. They scored 92 in the game, 50 were inside the paint, so that's the thing there. If they're going to give it to you down low, as we're seeing the highlights here, a lot of layups and dunks, if they're going to give it to you, you're obviously going to take those kind of passes there and be able to take those shots from in close. And as you said, the idea of leading for so much of that game, had a 4-point lead with a minute 44 left. It's just one of those things there, a young team working through some growing pains, and also just down the stretch, Fairmont guys just really playing clutch late in the game. You can tell they've been a seasoned veteran program and been in those situations types before.
Yeah, and the bad thing for us that game, I guess what we were all so disappointed was we just didn't defend the last 5 minutes of the game, and that was the difference. They were able to just really outscore us at that point. And we want to win games like everybody else, but we want to be a good defensive team that's going to present a lot of challenges for our opponents. And in the last 5.5 minutes, we didn't do a good job with that.
Yeah, you said talk about presenting challenges. I mean, the first 4 games, the Vulcans all scoring over 90 points in the game per game, so it's one of the highest scoring teams in the PSAC. So obviously, getting the ball into the basket, a lot of different guys being able to do it. Obviously, Alston and Pegram, but a handful of guys being able to step up. DJ Slaughter, without Zion Collins being able to step into the starting role there and give you valuable minutes and getting significant experience as a true freshman, to be pretty clutch for you guys.
Yeah, and I think DJ has a chance to be a very good player in our program. He shoots the ball extremely well. He's very calm, collective, makes good decisions with the basketball, and getting a chance when Zion doesn't play in 2 games really gives us a chance to grow and expand our bench. And I was very pleased with how DJ has responded since Zion has went down. And even in the Charleston game, DJ played very well for us. He's been very solid for us this year, and it's not too surprising because he had a great preseason for us this year, and it's just carried on into the games now.
And after that, we go back on the road again for a late game right before Thanksgiving against another quality opponent. And it seems ad nauseum right now with talking about the quality of teams we've played. But Shippensburg, a team was picked to win the PSAC East, made the PSAC finals 2 years ago. Last time there was a conference championship. But they were missing their top player, the PSAC Player of the Year, Jake Bliss. So that obviously changed some things possibly what they're looking to do. But you talk about the Raiders and how that game went.
Yeah, they're a really good team with him and without him. They're perimeter players really present a matchup problem for a lot of teams. They're 6'5.5" and 6'6", and they have the ability to post up, ability to post the ball or put the ball on the floor and score the ball. So we were worried going into that game how we would defend that. I think we were able to win the game due to our defense, which was extremely exciting for our coaching staff, to hold them to 67 points and win on their court, which is a very difficult place to win. Their record at home over the last 5 years has been very impressive. It was a dogfight. It wasn't the best game we played all year. We turned the ball over way too many times. I think we had 19 turnovers. We didn't do a good job rebounding the ball, but we found a way to win, and that mainly was due to our defense on the defensive end and holding them and defending the three-point line as well. I was very happy with that.
And it's funny you brought that up because one of the notes I wrote down was 3 of 17 shooting for the Raiders from beyond the arc on their home floor, which you always assume you're going to shoot better at home, but going 3 of 17 from beyond the arc really handicapped what they wanted to do. And talking about rebounds, Philip Alston had another double-double in that game, was named the PSAC West Defensive Athlete of the Week for that performance with 10 rebounds and 4 blocks too. So not only putting the scoring points, but affecting the game on the defensive end with blocks and at the glass with the rebounds.
And even without the block shots, Phil did an incredible job defending their post player, who's a top post player in the league. He had a tough game, and I think Phil altered other shots and just made it difficult for him to get any good looks. So he was big for us, obviously, with the 10 rebounds and the 4 blocks, but he did a lot of other things defensively that helped as well. And then offensively, he hit 3 threes, I think, and had 23 points, which was really, really big. And I thought Brent was able to control the tempo and get in the lane and make plays for himself and the teammates. And then, again, Preston was just steady and solid for us as well. So it was a good win for us to go into break, and I think we needed a break playing that many games in such a short period of time. It was really nice for our guys to get a little bit of rest over Thanksgiving.
And one of those things, too, they had a 1-point lead with 8 seconds left, so it's still a one-possession game, but they foul Boswell. He makes 2 free throws, seals the game, and that's what you want out of a senior leader who's been through so many big games between in the MAC, Wheeling, and West Liberty, not coming to the Vulcans for his final season. So it's great to see Preston be able to seal the victory there and get a nice road win to go into the break and take that nice time off.
Yeah, we were really happy, with Brent fouling out, I think with the last minute and 15, minute and 20, whatever it was, how we were able to handle their pressure without our point guard and everybody chipping in and handling the basketball, and DJ coming in as well, making a big foul shot. But felt good when Preston got to the foul line. He's a clutch player, and he was able to knock the 2 foul shots down and give us that cushion we needed.
Yeah, and again, one of those things we talked about, Zion Collins came back in that game, played 23 minutes off the bench. So again, nice to see him coming back right before break, and I'm sure he'll be much more ready to go here, full allotment of minutes come here after break. But again, speaking of break, we're going to take a quick break here before we talk about this weekend when the Vulcans head out east against Bloomsburg. They begin PSAC crossover play.
Vulcan basketball is back. At Bloomsburg. At East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinburgh. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinburgh. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
Welcome back to the Dan Sancomb Show. My name is Matt Kyer from the Sports Information Director here at CalU, and with me again is head coach Dan Sancomb. As evident there by the commercial break there, a lot of PSAC contests coming up here for the Vulcans beginning this weekend, starting crossover play. Being again, you've got the number of teams in the PSAC East. What are your thoughts overall by playing a handful of East teams each year? It gives you different views of different offenses, defenses, but also gives you a little bit maybe a prep of anybody you might see in the PSAC tournament and then the NCAA tournament at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a possibility of that. We're such a big conference, and some years, you don't play certain teams on the East. I think we get 6 games over there. But, yeah, I love it. I think, I think the style of play is very similar on the West and the East, but it's good to see some different opponents when you play a Shippensburg or you play a Westchester or Millersville, outstanding teams on that side. It gets you ready obviously when you get into the PSAC West, which will be a grind this year, and you're going to play good basketball to win. So playing these talented teams, 22 league conference games is a lot. So it's not like sometimes in Division I, you look up and a team wins 20 games in their first 10 games they play. They're not going to lose. They're paying people to play. We're in dogfights each and every night with our schedule. So looking forward to going to Bloomsburg and East Stroudsburg this weekend, and we're going to need to play good basketball if we want to win.
Yeah, again, with Bloomsburg here, I know I took you away from film here to watch, come over here on the set. What have you seen so far on Bloomsburg doing this season, and also what they bring back from a couple years ago?
Yeah, they're a very physical team. They rebound the ball extremely well. They score a lot on second chance opportunities, so rebounding is going to be important. Their guard play is solid. Their leading scorer is scoring 21 a game. He has the ability to shoot the three, put it on the floor. He's got good quickness. So we're going to have to be able to do the little things, rebound the basketball, keep them in front, and force them to take contested shots if we want to come out there with a win.
And then again, with the PSAC crossover play, you go back-to-back. So you play Bloomsburg Friday, and then you make a trip over. You're on the eastern side already, but you're going to keep going further east to go to East Stroudsburg. One of those programs, and they said over the last several years, has been one of the best ones in the PSAC East and overall with a number of NCAA tournaments. So what have you seen so far on East Stroudsburg that they're doing again this season?
Yeah, they play a little bit more like a Mountain East team. They like to go up and down. They'll trap and press. But they always have quality bigs. They get the ball inside. They're a balanced team that runs good sets. They will exploit mismatches, and they work extremely hard on the defensive end as well. So another well-coached, both teams well-coached. We're going to have to be ready to play good basketball to go over there and get 2 wins. And if I remember correctly, I think 2 years ago when we played last, the first crossovers, I think all the visiting teams lost. So we want to make sure we're ready to play and can snap that streak hopefully this Friday and Saturday.
Again, before we get the weekend there, just talk about what you guys did for the break with the team overall. Because again, you play late in Shippensburg, you have the holiday coming up, and then you're not playing until the late weekend with finals coming the week after. Can you just talk a little about what the schedule's been like for the players, for the fans at home, so you know what they've been going through some time at home and then back to study?
Yeah, we sent them home. Some of them went home with parents that were closer to Shippensburg, and then the next morning everybody else left, and they came back Saturday, reported back Saturday for shooting and a little bit of running, and then it was nice. They needed some time off, and I think we're not a old team or a young team. I think we've got really good balance. I think it was really nice for our younger guys to be able to go and spend some time with their family over Thanksgiving. I think it was also nice for our older guys as well, but they've been through it. Some years, you don't get to go home for Thanksgiving depending on where you're playing or how the schedule is set up. So I think that was nice, and I think everybody came back rejuvenated. You're tired when you play so many games in a short period of time, and that's everybody involved, especially the players. I think more of them physically than anything. It was nice for them to have a break, and I noticed, especially Sunday when we really got back into it, just the energy in practice. It was a little sloppy, which is expected, but the energy was really good, and the effort was where I think it needs to be for us to be at an elite level this year. So I really like that. And we've got great team chemistry. I can't say enough about our leadership this year on our team. Obviously, Brent, he's been with me for a very long period of time, and Preston. But Zion now, he's been with me for 4 years. I've really seen these guys grow. Even though Jermaine Hall is not playing for us, he's such an important person in our program, the way he talks to our players and treats our players. And then obviously to start to see the emergence of Phil Alston, not only as a great player, but becoming a leader in our program, and the Tyler Berries continuing to grow as leaders. It's been fun, and we have to continue to grow in those areas if we want to be a championship type of program, which we all want. It's just not about going out and playing. Being a championship program, I really believe is, the culture, how guys conduct themselves in the classroom, obviously in the court, in the weight room, in the dorms, around town here. I love the guys in our program, and for having, a team of 18 to 23-year-olds, we got a great group of young men in our program.
Again, it's certainly off to a hot start. It's one of the best ones for the Vulcans here in a number of years. And see if they can keep it going this weekend. And they begin PSAC crossover play. Follow all the games. Feel free to visit calvulcans.com. The games will be on the PSAC network, so you can watch them at home or wherever you may be on whatever mobile device or computer, TV, whatever you want to watch it on. Plenty of ways to follow the PSAC network. Bloomsburg on Friday and East Stroudsburg on Saturday. So again, Coach, thanks for taking a couple minutes here with us. I'll let you get back to game film. I know you got plenty to watch, and safe travels and best of luck this weekend.
Go Vulcans. Everybody come out and support us when we get back home, please.
Well, for Danny Sancomb, I'm Matt Kiefer. Thanks for watching the Danny Sancomb Show.